You're listening to Linda Pinizzotto, the Condo Expert, and today we've had full education gymnastics involvement, not only building your child's physical activity, but their social development as well. And it's important, and certainly something that you need to pay attention to. So if you are watching this show and you say, geez, I don't need to pay attention to this because my children are grown up. Well, you will have grandchildren, or maybe your children, your friends have children, or who knows, maybe a coworker. Certainly, it's always good for us as adults to embrace information in our own minds and know what's available and know what's out there, because you know what? Knowledge is power, and I've always believed that. And that's what the Condo Expert is all about, is giving out information at the flip of a switch to listen on online radio at any given time. You can listen to the Condo Expert radio show on iTunes or podcasting, and we're covering over 220 shows, so any subject you need, you can tune in. Today, it's interesting. Alfie Schlegel is here at the studio with me. Alfie, we talked a little bit off parties. Like, you can actually do parties at your gym. So you offer a different variety of types of parties, like 75 minutes and 45 minutes. And this is great. What a very great popular venue to have a children's party.
Yeah, we usually offer our birthday parties on Saturdays in the afternoon following my programming. Parties anywhere from, 18 months, 2 years of age. We've actually opened that up. We do need parents to come into the gym for a little bit of help with some of these younger children, but parties are very popular. It's a way for children to feel some ownership of the gymnastic program that they're involved with and to show their friends what they've learned. We make it a really fun event for kids who have never stepped foot in a gym before. There's no intimidation in terms of, do I have to know how to do a certain skill? We open the gym, set up circuits, keep the kids moving so there's no sitting. There's a trampoline station, a rock climbing station with the rope. It's usually about an hour and 15 minutes in the gym. My parties are based on 2 hours, depending if it's a party of 8 or a party of 16. Then I try to structure it with the number of coaches to keep that consistent, a 1-to-8 ratio. So it's not a free-for-all, because my goal is to teach them a little something and to make sure the supervision is right on. The party room then is set up for 45 minutes for the cake, for opening up presents. It's a good time, and my goal is for the parents to do absolutely nothing.
Well,
they get
it's
to
so
sit
much
back,
fun.
take pictures. That's what they get to do. I've had adult parties. I had a 40th there.
Did you
I've
really?
had a 40th
that's
birthday
pretty cool.
party.
That's great.
Yes.
Well, I know, like it says, like you provide one coach for option 2, 2 qualified coaches. You've got a full rundown. Actually,
We do.
So people can actually go down the list and figure out. They, another thing is pizza and a fruit drink.
Yes.
It's perfect. And what I was really caught on is the T-shirt for the birthday party. So everyone's dressed the same with the same T-shirt on.
Well, the birthday child gets a little Schlegel's T-shirt, and typically they end up looking like the coaches who have just taught the party.
Perfect.
So they think they've become the coach, and maybe they'll do the next birthday party. No, it's just a little thank you from us for bringing your friends to a birthday party and being exposed to a great sport like gymnastics, and in particular to our facility, where we have been told and we know we run a great birthday party. And again, it's to give the parents a break. They, so many moms, they want to get in there and serve the pizza, and I have to tell them, sit down,
relax.
It's
you
your
don't
time.
have to
Just
do it.
please take the pictures. Take the pictures.
I can relate to that one. That's for sure.
But it's a natural to have a birthday party at a gymnastic facility. It's a lot of fun.
Well, it's funny because I think there's, children nowadays are so exposed to so much.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, when we were growing up, I mean, granted, we had exposure to sports, and yourself as well, certainly with all of the life that you've led is just you and your sister, actually your whole family.
Yes.
From what you've told me, even your husband and children have traveled around the world with you while you were involved. Well, interesting enough, though, I look at everything and I think, wow, when I used to put my kids in the car, we used to look at license plates.
Yes.
And we used to repeat them. And then I used to count, and I used to do all those things. I used to interact it, unfortunately, while I was driving. I mean, that's the way it was. Nowadays, you hand your children an iPad or you turn the television on that you have inside your vehicle.
Too much screen time. Too much screen time.
It's true.
The numbers are staggering.
Well, the interesting part is that the parent now, I know, granted, you talk about, okay, you're not supposed to talk on, cell phones. You can't hold them to your ear, but you can have, you have a headset on with or you have your Bluetooth on with your telephone while you're on the phone and you're driving. Okay. So it's no different from you talking to a passenger when you're driving.
Right.
So interesting enough, I mean, where I'm going with this is that there was a time, I mean, I was running around constantly with the boys. We had to get to 12 different hockey arenas a week. And a lot of their, teaching them different things was done in the car.
That's right.
And we interacted with them in the car and talking about this or talking about that and so on. And now it's not being done as much because of technology.
Correct.
So, to bring it back to the bare basics and bring it back into the gymnasium and bring it back into physical activity and one-on-one communication and following directions is huge.
It is huge. And this is what we're trying
It's
to
huge.
show
Yes.
parents. We need
because
to
they're
get them
losing
away.
that time.
Absolutely.
They're losing that time.
Right. We've become a very sedentary society, and our children, and I have to watch how much my children are on. And I have to say, I'm very proud right now. My daughter's 12, turning 13 in September. She does not own a cell phone. I know the comings and goings of my daughter. Right now in her life, she doesn't need it. We have a carpool situation getting her to school. She has so much homework after school that if she even has time for Facebook or anything of that nature, we're focusing our attention in the wrong area. She has homework. She is driven. She is a high achiever. And, her friendships, she has her time at school. They're there for 6 hours. So when she comes home, unless she needs to ask a homework question, we're not on social media at all. In fact, her only email address is one that we can access. It's a school address to access homework. My son, the same thing. He's in a gifted program in Toronto, and all his work is done at school. When he comes home, his teacher actually has a wiki page set up where he can access his homework. That's when Cameron does his homework. We're always watching. Mark and I are around for the better part of their homework time. But they do play with games. I'm not going to tell you that they don't know how to use it, but they are not going to be the 9-hour a day stats kid.
There has
That's
to be,
not going to happen.
There has to be a level of restriction and
balance.
Well, there has to be balance and restriction, and a lot of it. I think a lot of it. The reason is because it's getting away from the addictive side of it, the curiosity side of it. See, the curiosity side of it is what's driving the text messages. You're sitting down, you're watching TV, you hear your cell phone go off. You're willing to stop everything just to pick up your phone to see what's going on.
Linda,
the curiosity is the driving force.
Yes.
The addiction is one thing, but the curiosity of it, I find myself, if I get some downtime, because, I've been a realtor for 35 years and I'm involved in a lot of different things. And, and sometimes my downtime, believe it or not, it will surprise you, is I actually will take my phone and I'll go into Facebook and see what everybody is up to, because I don't look at it on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. And if anybody calls me or sends me text messages through Facebook, please don't, honestly, because it'll take a few days before you get an answer. But that's on a business level. Now we're talking about a developmental stage of children. Mm-hmm. They don't need to be there.
They don't need to be connected every minute of
Not
the day.
Yet.
And they don't need to know when.
Have it. They're right, forced
and that's
into
fine.
it.
But they don't need to know when their friends are going out for coffee, tea. It's not necessary. I've told my kids that when Mommy used to travel the world, starting at age 12, I traveled to many countries, starting with Russia, China, you name it. When I went to Moscow as a 12-year-old to compete for Canada, I was gone for 10 days. Can you even imagine or fathom that for those 10 days, there was absolutely no communication with my family? There could have been if there was a reason to have to call back to Canada and contact my parents. I was chaperoned. I was with the coaching staff and a manager and a judge, but there was no calling. I didn't talk to my family for 10 days when I was in Moscow. And my point being that they read the results in the newspaper. I came home. Boy, did I have a lot to tell my family. It lasted for a month. At dinner time, I couldn't keep it down. My point is, we don't have to know every minute of our day. We don't need to be engaged with every single friend that you have. And we all know what's happening in the world and what's out there. My goal is to make sure that my kids have more in their life than just a phone. And I need them to explore. That's part of why my husband, Mark, and I have traveled the world, and he's been part of my NBC days as a sports broadcaster pastor. He took parental leave from the fire department. He traveled with the kids and myself. We have seen the world, and I want them to continue to be that way and not rely on their iPads and their phone for entertainment. I want to talk to my kids. I'm a talker, if you haven't already noticed. So can you imagine being in my house and there being dead time? There isn't.
No. Well, I think the thing is the interaction. I mean, I'm in the same boat as yours.
Yes.
I had 3 boys. They've all now played pro, went through the whole life of pro hockey. 2 of them are still playing pro. 1 made the NHL. And, driving around to different arenas, being involved in with ours, it was different because I had to get them to the arenas and get away for tournaments and stuff. But they didn't have the cell phones at that time. I mean, we're going back 15 years ago. Exactly. And they were more focused. But aside from the focus, why did they do so well? They did so well because they could tune into what they were doing. We had involvement with what they were doing, and they were focused.
And it's important for me, to be involved with my children. My children are going to
bring it all together from Schlegel's Gymnastics.
Yes,
and you're all set.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, my kids are not. At this point in their lives, being ages 12, 11, and 8, not necessarily going to be elite level athletes. They have their own fun in their chosen sports. Skateboarding. My boys both into skateboarding. My youngest soccer. My oldest in archery. I mentioned. Olivia's in the School of the Arts at Karen Kane School of the Arts. Dancing, tapping, singing, piano. But they all come to my gym because their foundation has been recreational gymnastics. And I tell you, I have watched them go out into the world, and I've seen the confidence of knowing their bodies can handle these activities that they've chosen to do. They don't want to be gymnasts, but they know how gymnastics has bled into all of these other avenues and areas of interest.
And that's one thing. You mentioned piano, and this is interesting because you know what? People amaze me. Like parents amaze me sometimes. I used to coach years ago with baseball, and I coached basketball. And interesting enough, I mean, I could see that the children did not want to be there. The parent put their child in a sport that child does not like. I mean, it's obvious. I almost wanted them. I couldn't believe it. You know, I wanted to go up to the parent and say, "Excuse me." One parent in particular, I had to do that with because I mean, I couldn't get the child to stand up and not sit on the ground and just play with the weeds and the ground, you know, the grass and the mud and so on. And you know, it was frustrating, but interesting enough. Okay, what I developed like over the years, just from watching kids and being involved with children, is that believe it or not, when my kids, even though they were very heavily in competitive hockey, I actually then had them take piano lessons for 3 full years. And people would say, well, Linda, they're into sports. Why are you bringing in that? Like, I mean, that's more of the arts side of it, musical side of it, and so on, right? There's too many people that think that because their children play piano or violin or whatever, they shouldn't be playing sports. And then there's too many people that that have their children play sports and think that their children should only be sports and they shouldn't be into the arts and the musics and so on. I don't get it. You know, balance. Totally balance. Like introduce.
Absolutely.
Again, it goes back to the bullying. You're not segregating into one area of expertise. You're opening up the dimension. So whether your children are involved in the arts or the music or the sports, irregardless of what it is, they're interacting with each other and they've experienced each other's main dreams.
Absolutely. I've had parents that have asked me over the years, how do you know if they should go beyond the recreational phase of their sport? And my typical answer is they need to have the passion, not you. You cannot be the driving force getting them out of the doors. My middle son didn't like hockey, and to watch my husband very painfully on a Sunday morning try to get him dressed and put that mouth guard in, we knew hockey wasn't for Cameron. So we've understood he's not a team player. He has finally found what he has passion for. You cannot be the one, scooting them out the door. It has to come from within the child.
Absolutely.
And they need to be the driving force. You can just help them along the way, but if you're the one doing all the hard work, it's painful. It's a long road. And I've learned that, and I think that's the reason why I was able to enjoy a very high level of my sport, because mom and pop let me do it.
Yeah,
and I wanted to do it, and it's that simple.
It is that simple, and sometimes people just make it way too complicated.
And give them foundation of sport too.
Exactly,
sign them 100%. Up for a gymnastic class.
And you can do that by contacting Elfie Schlegel or Andrea Schlegel at Schlegel's Gymnastics Center at 220 Wycroft Road in Oakville, and their phone number is 905-842-3537. Or you can look them up on the web at Schlegel's Gym. So it's SCHLEGELS gym.com. Thank you so much, Alfie, for coming
Thank
into
you.
the show
It's been
today.
fun.
It's been a lot of fun.
Thank
It's been
you.
great, and I think it's been tremendously informative for our audience. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in and listening to Linda Pinizzato of The Condo Expert. We'll be right back.
Linda Pinizzato. She's not your typical realtor. She's your real estate counselor, teacher, and advisor. Whether it's a house, townhome, or condo, when you're ready, she's your negotiator. With 34 years of experience, Linda guarantees that you have the real estate knowledge you need to make the right decisions. Call Linda Pinizzato at Sutton Group Quantum Realty, 416-561-7373, or visit her at lindapinizzato.com.
Hello there. You're listening to Linda Pinizzato at The Condo Expert, and we're here at the studio at the Hayes FM. I'd love to hear from you. If you have a story, you want to be a guest on my show, give me an email, linda@lindapinizzato, PINIZZOTTO.com. You have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Oh, my computer crashed.
Oh no, I've got a virus.
No way, no internet connection. Do you need help? Call IT Mayday, 647-977-7113. ITMayday.com.